Hello there, I'm Tania Gabrielle, Wealth Astrology Numerologist. Welcome to your late November, early December, and of course your Gemini full moon forecast. Now I want to get straight to the point because we're in a really transformative and intense moment right now, these next few months. And I don't mean good or bad, I mean energetically. Things are really at a high. They're heating up, they're coming together as unexpected experiences, unexpected gifts to set us free. And that's because two major themes are coming together right now. Uranus and Pluto are moving back into that final revisit of a square that's been going on the past 3.5 years. It's going to culminate by the end of January. It's building up now, and they're going to be 1 degree from each other. So it's not going to be exact again, but they're still coming together very close. So like I said, you're feeling this now. That means unpredictable, transformative, set your free energy is in the air again, once again. And at the same time, this other big thing is going on, this new one, Saturn square Neptune. They're starting this process of coming together, and the next big transit that's going to inform our lives is this square. So the dominance of Pluto Uranus is waning, though it's coming together one more time, just as Neptune and Saturn are coming into their big moment. So this is an incredible transition, and it's happening where both are activated, both of these transits. But it's all for a good cause, because there's a beautiful silver lining to the intensity. We're really undoing, really resolving actually, some age-old patterns that we've really been carrying around for decades, years, lifetimes. And so Uranus square Pluto has represented that deep awakening, right? That transformation. I'm sure you can relate to having experienced some major shifts, changes in your life over the last 3.5 years. Experiences, whatever it is, you know what I'm talking about. So, okay, let's look at that full moon in Gemini now. And this happens on the 25th. And in the days before, Venus in Libra is going to create a T-square with Uranus and Pluto. And this is a very dynamic T-square. It's actually it's one of two that happens during the full moon, okay? So Venus is coming in, and it's going to create a change in how you relate. So Libra is about balance and relationships and equaling out energy, and Venus is the ruler of Libra. So it also represents balance and abundance and love. So Venus forming this T-square with Uranus and Pluto, it's expressed as either a push to set you free from an unbalanced situation, or it's a lovely reminder to be in a place where you and your partner are completely in balance. So where freedom and commitment are both represented equally, right? So let's say you're in a relationship where there are control issues or codependency or power issues. You'll feel this energy heightening now, so you can set yourself free. You need to be clear. Is there betrayal? Is there control? Is there victimization? If that's the case, Venus is saying to you, hey, make a decision. Set yourself free. This is your opportunity. It's also a time you'll yearn to be passionate and affectionate with someone. But it'll only really be good if there's freedom for both of you. So only if there's no codependency, okay? So this T-square is going to make sure, it's going to be like a wonderful reminder to be free within yourself first and extend that freedom 100% to your partner. So to love passionately but with no strings attached. It's hard to do, but it's really the next big paradigm for all of us in our close relationships. And that goes for both intimate or platonic. Okay, so the other big T-square, the second one, which is really the big kahuna T-square, that involves several planets. First of all, any full moon, the sun is opposite the moon. That's how the full moon is formed. Now in this case, the sun has company. The sun is joined together or conjunct two other planets, Saturn and Mercury. So the moon is opposing a triple conjunction of sun, Saturn, Mercury. And then both the moon and these three planets are forming a square to Neptune. And that's what causes the T-square. And that is what? It's a really big one. So, first of all, it's intense, right? But here's the thing. The next day is when these two planets, Neptune and Saturn, come together on the 26th of November, which is Thanksgiving Day here in the US. That's when they actually are exactly squaring each other. So this full moon just hours before, it's triggering that square. So it's like a double whammy of intensity here, okay? So it's magnifying the shakeup, the call to release our old programming. So you're going to feel the effects of these two planets, Saturn and Neptune, meeting in this square for most of 2016, okay? But the first meeting is always the most intense, and it's happening with this full moon intensification. So it's really, really powerful. So, all right, here are the storylines that we'll be experiencing as a result of this new big transit in our lives. What this is all about is trust and also boundary issues. So in particular, putting up walls that prevent a clear, open energy exchange. So in terms of the trust, you may be in a relationship or situation where the trust has eroded somehow, or where, let's say, a commitment that you were relying on is now dissolved. It's no longer there. And you have to change. You have to shift. You can't rely any longer on that person or on that situation in your life the way you did before. That's definitely a Neptune-Saturn storyline. Now, when it's expressed in a positive and healthy healing way, which is the ultimate expression of any transit, it's about deep compassion, empathy, being sensitive to yourself, being caring to yourself, and letting down your guard and being vulnerable without being a victim. So letting those walls of resistance of change, right? That's usually the resistance of change. That's really the resistance that you're holding in your heart. You're opening that up now. You're letting in the light. You're starting to share it. And if you remain closed and stay off limits in terms of sharing your love and changing and being open, that will cause you a lot of confusion and challenges down the road in the next months and into 2016. So really, the unnecessary walls that we're putting up, the boxes we've constructed so carefully to protect ourselves, they're dissolving. And this is both personally and a grand worldwide scale, right? So Neptune, the spiritual planet, wants to embrace everyone. It's the brotherhood, sisterhood planet, right? It's in Pisces, its home sign. It's about unconditional love and trust. And Saturn's coming in and saying, hey, we need boundaries. Don't move so fast. Let's cross all our T's. Let's dot our I's. So there's a paradox here we have to resolve within ourselves that really speaks to the truth, that trust is the only experience we can have. The truth is the security we have, right? So trust in being present, trust in being open, and that's your protection. There's no need for boundaries. There's just a need to trust in your access to God, your access to Source, your access to the divine. That will always guide you to freedom, right? You'll always be protected that way. So being so present, so open, so filled with trust about your connection that there's only love and empathy left. And so then the way you interact with the world is with joy. So Saturn is saying the time has come now. Saturn is the great timekeeper. Saturn is saying the time has come to really notice the feedback when you're in this state. And Neptune is saying, well, we're in a timeless reality, so just understand that this is an incredible opportunity to track your connection to the divine, track your connection to timelessness, right? That's the paradox, right? So you're stepping into timelessness. You're gaining security by doing that. I know this sounds a little odd, but it really, really is the paradox expressing itself. So no matter what, you're going through the programming that you've had. You're becoming enlightened by the moment you're living in now. And that enlightenment brings the most amazing structure in your life, the most beautiful security. So it's really about honoring and nurturing your connection to the divine and gaining such security from that. Okay, now I want you to remember here, switching gears for a moment, 1989, what was going on in your life. Because that's the last time these two planets, Neptune and Saturn, formed a dynamic transit. So they were conjunct each other in 1989, and something began around that time. This is when the Berlin Wall came down, right? It's a huge moment. It's now enabling you to move through another major healing, okay? It's another moment in your life where you can access Neptune in Pisces, Chiron in Pisces this time. Chiron is helping us to heal, right? Chiron is also squaring Saturn. So it's like this empathy that dissolves the anger, that dissolves the fear. It's really, really a clear message. So now here's some lighter news about this full moon in Gemini. It happens with the sun and moon at 3 degrees, which is lovely. It's a joy number, and the sun is in Sagittarius, a joy sign. And so there's fun and flexibility here too, to equal things out. So the moon in Gemini too wants to be fancy free and flexible. So there is a beautiful way for you to adapt to change. And then to help this beautiful healing moment, a couple of days later, Chiron, the great healer, stations, and it moves direct again on November 28th. And this is going to be a really nice time for us to refocus and feel at ease about this whole big healing that's taking place now, right? This whole change stuff that's being triggered right now, and feel positive about it. Okay, and then we enter December, and in 2015, December resonates to the amazing master number 11, the portal to eternity. 11 is formed by two ones, which are side by side, and it's a visible gateway, a gateway into the unknown. And that's where we experience that eternal moment, right? That is the gateway. So it's so crazy, crazy fabulous that this 11 month happens right after this full moon, where we're being shown to live in the eternal moment. And then the 11 comes all month long and says, okay, here's your chance. Step into the present. And believe it or not, the new moon in December is also going to be on the 11th. So that forecast is going to be incredible. Okay, so real quick, Venus enters Scorpio on December 4th. December 4th is a 15 universal date in numerology, and that spiritual alchemy coupled with Venus in the sign of Scorpio really is beautiful. It allows you to access your joy, your abundance more deeply, the Scorpio, right? And it also helps your love life feel passionate. And then on December 9th, Mercury enters Capricorn, which is wonderful because it helps you to communicate in a clear, dynamic way. So as you get down to the nuts and bolts of any issue, you're going to be able to establish a really strong sense of trust and security with others. They will trust you because you're so clear, so present, so real when you interact with them. So this whole period is a big time to awaken and communicate and recognize your soul. It's really beautiful, and I can't say enough about what a big leap in consciousness we're all experiencing. And this will really allow you to access abundance in a bigger way. It's super exciting as we get into 2016 and the year of royalty, that's what I'm calling it. The royal code is really being activated in 2016. So stepping into that royal code is really going to be powerful. For more on that, I have a wonderful seminar, virtual seminar you can watch. Click on the link in this video and we'll give you access to that and more information about that. But just know now you're in a place of fulfillment and happiness and lasting prosperity as long as you adapt to the major changes, the major new perspectives in your life, the beautiful sense of eternity that you gather when you are completely clear and free. So have a lovely, lovely full moon, a lovely Thanksgiving in the US, and a lovely early December. And I will see you for the December 11th new moon. Lots of love.